it was just chaotic at home. My parents got a divorce. There was a shootout in front of my house. They came out on the front page of the paper. A girl got shot right in front of me. And they took her to my bedroom. And it had an impact on me to see her shot like that. And when they even uncovered her, where she was shot, and I was able to, as a young girl like that, able to see that. And just so many different experiences when you don't know Christ.
That's right.
My other sister later on also became a heroin addict. And my home was in chaos. And it was in that condition of being so sad and so lonely that I remember even crying myself to sleep literally every night. Is there anybody here like that? There is no identify with that. I literally cried myself to sleep at night. And I had no answer for my family, no answer for myself. But one day, my mother was hanging clothes outside. That was in the days that women used to hang clothes. Now you have clothes dryers. It's easy for you guys now. But in those days, they used to hang clothes. And she was in the backyard, and she was hanging her clothes. And a neighbor came and told her, Sister Rivera, he said, not sister, she wasn't a sister yet. He told her, Connie, I want you to know that there's an answer for your family. And my mother says, an answer for my family? And he says, yes. Jesus could come into your home, and God could save your son. But it would have to begin with you. And he told her, I'm going to invite you to go to church. And I'm inviting the entire family. And I remember when he invited my mom like that, she came in the house and she says, our neighbor just invited all of us to go to church. And I said, to church? We weren't a church-going family. I had no Catholicism. I had no religion in my home. I remember as I was searching, I ended up going to Jehovah's Witness for a couple of years, which I found very empty, and it did nothing for me spiritually. But my mother says, maybe we should go. We need help in our home. And so I remember going that night, we went to church. And I remember hearing the message, but I didn't understand it. It was all in Spanish. But I felt something. And then he invited us again. And again, in those days, they had church almost every night. And when I eventually got saved, it was like every night. And some of you have a hard time going 2 or 3 times a week. I wonder what kind of love is that? So he invited us, and there we went. And not only did we go 1 night, 2 nights, we continued to go. And one by one, my family started giving their lives to Christ. It's so awesome. Because little by little, our home began to just transform from a worldly, miserable home where there was yelling all the time and screaming and my brother stealing from me, and it was just a really chaotic place to be, to a happy and a joyous, God's presence kind of home. But I was still going, but I didn't know if I was saved yet or not. And I remember in church they kept asking me, well, Julie, are you saved? And I said, I don't know. What is saved? I mean, I don't understand it. It was too simple. I expected them to, tell me to maybe read the rosary. I don't know. But something. Crawl on your knees, do something. Salvation by faith, it was very, very difficult for me to understand. And so I remember as I kept going to church and crying, every service I'd go to the altar and just cry, and then they would come to me again and ask me, are you saved? And I said, I don't know. And in those days, again, they didn't really explain, like we do in Victory Outreach. We explain it to you, what it means to be saved. But in those days, many times they didn't do that. And I remember one of the times I was getting ready to go to school. I got saved in my senior year in high school. And as I was getting dressed for school, I was putting my clothes on and I was tying my shoes and just getting ready. And on the radio, I heard a sermon, and the sermon was saying, do you feel like going out to a party? And I'm still getting dressed. I said, no, I don't feel like going to a party. Do you feel like drinking? said, no, I don't feel like drinking. I'm talking to the radio.